What's going on, Canes fans and my college football family? We're cutting the intro short. We're cutting it short. I don't know if I've ever done this before. Welcome to the college football playoff rankings, watch party, reaction. It's going to be scuffed. It's going to be scuffed. I know that's what a lot of people don't want to hear. But look, man, I just finished up recording a video, posting it. I got a pot pie in the oven. I thought this thing was at 8 o'clock. I thought it was at 8. It's at 7. I hurried up and I threw up a thumbnail and I just hit go live. So here we are. Here we are. It's good to see y'all. Sage in the building. MS, the refs, Nick, sports fan. Where do y'all think we fall? Where do you think we fall? Let's go ahead and talk about what the big discussion is here. I understand that this is not the final CFP rankings. That comes this coming up Sunday after the conference championship game. So this is not the final one. However, all eyes are on what if they place Miami, basically, let's be real, ahead of any of the 3-loss SEC teams. So we're talking about Bama, South Carolina, Ole Miss, teams that are not going to be playing in the conference championship, so you may not expect a lot of movement. So they're wanting to see if the committee believes that Miami basically deserves to be in the playoffs, even though they're not playing in the ACC championship game. That's the big debate. That's the question. That's where we want to see if they put Miami ahead of Bama or any of the other 3-loss teams. That's why we're watching tonight, in case you're wondering. So can Miami fall inside that top 12? Did they do it? What do we think? What do we think, y'all?
This is what it takes.
So a little watch party. Obviously, I can't show it because that's copyright, but we're all watching it together.
You gonna be live for the final one next week?
Yep. Yes, sir, Tug. And I'll be much more prepared than tonight. Much more prepared. Thank you for the 2, Tug. We can't show it because that's copyright, but y'all are probably tuned into it. We'll pull up Twitter. We'll talk about it as they release the teams and react to it. Just chill and see where they put Miami. Appreciate you, Tug. You say 12. Yeah, man, this is the one I got from Hollister. Check this bad boy out, man. Your boy Coop hadn't stepped foot in a Hollister in 20 years. But I got it yesterday. So y'all think the people on ESPN were pushing, saying they think Miami deserves a shot. We kind of dissected this a little bit the other night. On Sunday night, we talked about why Miami should get in, shouldn't get in, all that. Again, it's not final. This is not final. But if they put Miami behind Bama, Miami probably ain't getting in. There ain't going to be no first round Miami versus Notre Dame. Like, they got to be ahead of Bama here. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. So you guys are split. No. 11, 13, 13, 13. Just outside? 12, 13. What's up, Carrie Bell? Good to see you, my man. 11, 11. Okay. Let's see what happens, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. 25, Memphis at 10 and 2. Okay. What's up, Carlos? Army at 24. Colorado at 23. You want Miami? You're a Notre Dame fan? Ranked team. Does that count as a ranked win? They ranked Syracuse. Huh? Don't teams still have a game to play? The conference championships will be this weekend. This is not the final ranking. But it is very, very important. This ranking is very important. Okay.
This is what it takes.
Everybody's holding their breath.
On the side of your helmet.
Hopefully we can both make it, but we'll be either.
Yeah, I don't think it's both. Thank you, Tug. What's up, Sherwayne? I still want in. Look, whether you think Miami's defense sucks or not, it does. I still want in. Anything can happen. I still want a shot. The team that beat SMU gave them their only loss, falling in at 18. It's a shame, man. Number 17th ranked team in the country is playing in the ACC championship game. What a shame. What a waste. Not guaranteed, but probably. Yes. You cannot have Bama ahead of Miami or we're in red alert mode. Get him. Get him. I know, Daniel. Iowa State at 16. Where's Bama coming in at? Arizona State. Okay. 15. Count them down. Count them down. Look, man, I get it. I'm not going to beg. I'm not on here begging. I'm just saying I'd like to see Miami in the playoffs. No, this is the CFP ranking. This is the CFP ranking, man, and this one is important. What should not be ranked at all? Them Cox at 14. All right, they're going to talk about the Gamecocks a little bit. Man, they turned up in the second half of the season. Like, they kind of popped off, didn't they? What's up, Nick? Can't go out like we did, I agree. But here we are. 13. Oh, miss. Yo, wait a minute. Yo, wait a minute. So is 12 Bama or is 12 Miami? 12. Bama at 11? Bama at 11! Bro, are you serious? Bro, are you serious? Sandwiched in between 3-loss SEC teams. A team that got their booty whooped by Oklahoma. They lose to Vandy.
LFG, give us a shot and we will lank.
I mean, it's our own damn fault. Look, I'm not going to shy away from it. It's our own fault. I get it. Well, believe it or not, Spirit, I was pushing for y'all last year. So a lot of people are like, Coop, haha, taste of your own medicine. I did a whole stream pushing for y'all.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
They lost to Finn Vandy and OU.
Mm-hmm. And so many people jumped in there and they said, Coop, Miami needed that loss to Georgia Tech. No, Miami needed to win. Miami needed to win their freaking games because this is what happens. We deserve it. It is what it is. But, man, it hurts to see a 3-loss Bama team. It's more than wins and losses. I get it. It's the details, man. But looking at, bro. $12 is not in, probably not. It's not impossible, but probably not. We'll talk about it. Once they reveal the ranking, we'll lock in and we'll talk about it. Yes, you still have the conference championship games, correct. I mean, if Clemson beats SMU, it's game over anyways. But this one is still important because now we see that the committee puts Bama higher than Miami. So we know kind of how they feel here, right? That's why. See, look, this is why this one's important. We have one more week, but we don't play. Bama don't play.
This is what it takes.
If SMU beats Clemson, There's still no. I still think they.
UDEP was pulling for us. That's why I was pulling for y'all. They hate the ACC.
Yes, I was, and I'm glad you remember that. I did a stream the night before the reveal last year, and I said Florida State should be in, but they will snub Florida State and put in Bama. And that's exactly what happened. And look, damn, bro. That's why this one was so important. There you go, bro. Ohio State 10-2 at number 6. Yep, so that's how I kind of feel simply. They'll bump that team up. Bama's already ahead 1. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to win. It's Miami's fault. Look, I'm not ignorant. It's Miami's fault. Clemson has to win. No, SMU would have to win. Right? And I don't think it matters at this point. I'm not trying to be negative. I don't think it matters. What's the reactions? Be honest. No, I get it. I was just hoping. I don't want Miami to play in just a pointless bowl game that nobody cares about and then for the season to be over. I always want more Miami football. Defense, super sus.
This is what it
Obviously, we talk about it every week.
takes to where the you
Miami should have just handled business, and it wouldn't have mattered.
You lose the last game of the year with everything at stake, and that's the last thing people remember about you.
Yep, that's your final impression.
It shows in the rankings. It shows in ESD.
Yep.
It shows in recruits.
Thank you.
Flipped.
Bergie, have you watched my recent video yet? I need you to watch my most recent video I uploaded an hour ago and tell me what you think. Because I talked about Gavin Nix flipping, I talked about Stubbs flipping, and I said you have to finish strong. You have to exit the regular season with some momentum, because that final impression of looking like you're going out on a whimper and instead of showing progress, it seems like you're going backwards a little bit, losing 2 of your last 3. That final impression makes a huge impact. And it didn't seem like we had progress on the tail end of this thing. And because of that, that's the last, as you said, that's the final impression. That's what people remember. And here we are. Here we are. You needed to finish strong. Thank you, Bergie. You needed to finish strong, man. Gosh, dang it.
Number 6 should give the Buckeyes a home game.
Dang it, bro. Bama facing Notre Dame in round 1. Bergie, I'll sit you up there. Brew, number 6 should give the Buckeyes a home game. We're going to pull up the bracket. We're going to pull up everything and take a look at it here in just a moment. Just let this process. I need a moment. Look, I'm not here to argue if Miami deserves it or not. I mean, we can. I am fully aware that Miami needed to just win. Miami was in control. Miami was in the driver's seat. You needed to just, at the very least, beat Syracuse. If you win one of those 2 games, Georgia Tech or Syracuse, Miami is in. They're talking about Miami. Like, if Miami would have lost, Miami possibly could have still lost 2 games, let's say to Florida, and then maybe another ACC team early, like let's say Virginia Tech didn't go their way, but then they finished strong, they could still even maybe find themselves ahead of Bama. Man. Be mad at the bum defense? I am. I'm mad at that they didn't win out. It was right there. That's why I said I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed that when everything is on the line, they can't finish. It gets old. Yeah, it's 10 wins. But like, it gets old, man. On the outside looking in. When it was right there.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Time to join us, FSU, and be done with the ACC.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
So did we make it?
We did not. We did not. I mean, there's no guarantees, right? But Miami at number 12, putting Bama ahead of Miami, it really does, I think, kind of seal the deal. It seals the deal, bro. How can Florida State fans come in and talk trash, though, after winning 2 games? Like, there's a lot of Florida State fans in here that are good friends of mine. But how can Florida State fans really come in here and feel good talking mad trash? A lot of it's just because of what happened last season, and a lot of Miami fans did clown Florida State fans for not getting in. I think that's what it is. There's some, aggression that they want to let out. I understand. But we're still coming in at 12. I'm not a moral victory guy, so it doesn't really matter to me. But, like, bro, what? Huh? Flicks, thank you for the 2. Captain 850, thank you for the 5. Time to join us and be done with the ACC. I mean, man, it's all Miami's fault. Again, I won't be the Miami fan that makes excuses. It is all Miami's fault. It's all Miami's fault. Let me look at that bracket. I want to see that dang bracket. We're the first team out,
This is what
basically,
it takes
is what will happen. We're the first
to
team
wear
out.
you on
We
the side
needed
of your
11.
helmet.
We needed
I
11 and
think we
Bama
will
12.
make it in.
You think so? How, though? What scenario? Just honest question. This is going to be a great topic to discuss. We're going to get it pulled up here. What makes you feel like we get in? Here, let me pin that up here. We can talk about potential scenarios, but I don't think there is a way, right? I don't think there's a way it works now, no matter what. Where's the bracket? Let me see the bracket. Where the bracket at? Hold on. Gosh dang it, man. Your dad is a Bama fan. He said we deserve it more. There we go. Let's see if I can find the bracket here, and we'll save it and we'll throw it up. We can really let it sink in here. Let's pull it up and let it sink in, y'all. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. There we go. So this is it. This is what we're looking at here. This is what we're looking at. So Miami would be the first team out, with Bama playing Notre Dame, Tennessee and Ohio State. This again this is projected bracket. SMU with the first round bye. Same for Texas, Oregon, Boise State. I mean, the argument it comes down to it comes down to gosh, Bama being ahead of Miami. We are going to see Alabama in the daggum playoffs again this season at 9-3 with losses to Oklahoma, Vandy, and let me look at Alabama again. Hold on. Oh, buddy. Vandy, Tennessee losses were close. And then you get the break speed off you by Oklahoma 24-3. And you end with a win 28-14 over Auburn. Man, their ranked wins help them a lot. I mean, they have a ranked win over LSU, ranked win over Mizzou, ranked win over Georgia. Those are ranked SEC wins.
Never mind, Big 12 champ bumps us out. All good.
Yep.
Let's go 11-2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no scenario, bro. Miami misses out. Miami's out.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Yeah.
We gonna let all naysayers know. This for chat rolling on the floor laughing.
Yep. First team out. We sniffed it. We sniffed it. It's frustrating because Miami's losses were closer, and you can argue potential quality losses here with Syracuse now being ranked. I'm not making excuses. We're just laying it out here. And Georgia Tech taking Georgia to 8 overtimes. However, Alabama has the ranked wins. One more loss, but ranked wins. A worse loss with the Oklahoma beatdown, but they're going to put Bama in there over the Canes in that scenario, man. Let me go get my pot pie out of the oven, then I'm coming right back. Gosh, dang it, man! Can't even enjoy my pot pie now. Can't even enjoy my pot pie. This is, like I said, this is what happens. You know, it's what happens, man. I mean, win and there's no questions. Win and there's no questions. So I'm not gonna just piss and moan and complain all night. So do y'all think they got it right? Yes or no? Do you think they got it right? Yes or no? I cannot believe, no matter what though, I'm not gonna lie, it pains me to see Alabama in here. After the colossal meltdown, their fans having panic attacks, and you know, losing 3 football games, man, and then to see their logo on my screen right now, like, no, I get it, Sam. I get it. I get it. Joel says no. What do you think, Joel? You think Miami should have been in? No, but not surprised. DP Buck says yes. King says yes. But you got a Bama logo by your name. Straight Street 6 says nope. Richard says yes. Even Miami fans are split, man. It should have been us. It should have been us, man. It should have, but it's Miami's fault. But how many? Look, what do we have here? Tennessee, Bama, Georgia, Texas. There are 4 SEC teams in the 12-team playoff. There are 4. Doesn't matter till this weekend. What's going to happen this weekend after the conference championships? Is Miami going to jump Alabama?
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Miami went down as many spots for losing to ranked Syracuse at Syracuse by 4 as Alabama did for losing to 6-6 Oklahoma by 21. No. It's wrong. Bias.
Thank you, SFC Kane. Thank you for the 5. You think if Clemson beats SMU, then Bama is out?
This is what it takes to wear the U.
Clemson is what, 17?
So co-op you pulling for Osu the rest of the season, smiley face.
Not quite. Thank you, Brew. Thank you, Brew, for the 5. Not quite. Not quite. If somebody said if it's 12 teams, how is Miami out at 12? So what happens here? So all right. How do I word this? The issue here, there's a couple issues. What you're seeing is it probably an issue here. You're going to see an issue here. So what happens is, here. Hold on. Because there's going to be a Big 12 championship game, right? Miami's out, man. I don't see a scenario. I don't see a scenario.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
There's a chance Alabama doesn't even get in.
Thank you, Kane, for Live 229 with the 2. How is this going to work, though? Like, how are people coming up with scenarios of Miami getting in? I'm not saying you think they should be in. I'm saying, how is anyone seeing a scenario that Miami does? Because I don't see it. I mean, it because you got to think, where is movement going to happen? So if people say if Clemson beats SMU, so Clemson at 17, they would give SMU their second loss. It would be their only ACC loss if that were to happen. But SMU is all the way. How far does SMU fall? They're not going to penalize them that much, especially if it's close. Let's say they would. I don't think they penalize them that much. That's not going to push Miami ahead of SMU. They can't do that, right? So if they want to push SMU back some, there ain't no way. Yeah, I don't see a way that it. Like, I'm willing to discuss this. I don't know it all. I'm willing to talk about it. Unlike the Miami fans from last year, I take no pleasure in this. The right thing is the right thing. And you remember how I felt about it, Joel. Mike Jeezy says we're out right now, are 12, but there's a week of football left. Yeah, but conference championships.
This is what it takes.
Yeah, there's no way Miami gets in. There's no shot.
Ward just said it all. We are in, RTR, B2BCFP.
Enjoy it, King T. What can I say? I can't trash you.
On the side of your helmet.
There's no shot.
Miami is out, man. There is no scenario. It's nothing but bias, man. Complete BS.
There's no shot.
Bama shouldn't even be it either.
This is what it takes.
Yep, Miami has no chance to get in. That's it.
On the side of your helmet.
I'll be honest, I 75% blame Lance and 25% blame George Fort that dumb penalty. He has only been a liability for years.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Unless UNLV slams Boise Street, haha.
Hey, doo-doo, Joel's got you. Joel's got you. I was gonna ask him for you today, bro. There's an update for you. Again, look, Bama's gonna get priority with the ranked wins. Even if you want to argue close losses for Miami. Miami didn't technically beat a ranked opponent, at least not an opponent that was ranked at the time when they played them. You have to win. You can't, just like you can't leave a game up to the refs, you can't leave this up to the committee. There is no one to blame at the end of the day. I want this to be the takeaway. As much as I'm going to cry and complain about it, because I don't want, I wanted to see Miami be in the playoffs somehow. It is Miami's fault. There is no sugarcoating that part of it. There's no excuse for that part of it. If you win the football games, you can get in. Miami loses 2 of the last 3. You can't do that.
This is what it takes.
You just can't do that. I was just hoping, man. I was just hoping.
On the side of your helmet.
Bama aside, if we are one of the top 12 teams in December, we should lose to teams who are ranked lower than us. Our selling point was winning, and when it mattered, we did not.
Yep.
We should have shown on the field that we were a top team.
Yep. Nailed it. I really can't, trust me. There's a side of me that can't set the Bama hate to the side. I'm not going to lie. There's the Canes fan side of me that cannot stand seeing a team ahead of us that lost more games, even though they won some games over ranked opponents. It still eats me alive. I get it. And, Florida State fans still hate Bama. And they hate the committee. They hate Kirk after everything that happened last year. I understand. And it just sucks, man. It sucks. I mean, I kind of knew this was going to happen. I kind of knew it was going to happen, but I still got my hopes up, man. I still was just hoping, a Christmas miracle. I prayed to Santa Claus, and I said, Santa, please, look, I've tried to be a good boy this year. Could you maybe squeeze Miami in there somehow? Some kind of Christmas miracle? Nope. No, I said pray to Santa Claus. Don't pray to Santa Claus. No. That sounds bad. No, I don't mean that. I asked Santa Claus. I sat on his lap at Westtown Mall yesterday when I went to Hollister to get this shirt, and I said, Santa, please, if I could have one Christmas wish, let Miami in. And he just laughed in my face. Coop, it's because they worship the SEC. That's why. They say the SEC as top dogs. I mean, everyone else in here, right, has the same amount of losses or less as Miami. I know, again, the details, the context, but it's hard to argue with the rest of them. Bama, again, is one of those. That's going to be the point that everyone's going to talk about. That's going to be what everybody's going to argue over, is the Alabama placement. Georgia Tech would smack Bama, you think? Yeah, he got it. He got it, doo-doo. Bama Nation wants to thank you, Coop, for giving us that playoff spot. Did Bama, Alabama fans in here, did y'all really feel like you were going to
on the side of your helmet
be number
if
11?
UNLV beats Boise and Iowa State wins, Miami is.
I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Am I crazy?
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Thank you, Miami Red Heart. We won't let you down.
Now I get to get trolled by Clemson fans again. It's good to see you, Vibe. Good to see you. Hold on. If UNLV beats Boise, because Boise at 10 with the one loss, it's making my brain hurt. UNLV at 20 and Iowa State winning. I don't know, man. I don't know. UNLV beating Boise or Clemson beating SMU pushes Bama out. Miami gets in at 12. Right now, Miami would be the first team out. I'm not following this scenario. I'm not going to lie. Maybe after this it'll make sense, but not in the moment. It's not making sense. I don't see Miami being in no matter what. If Clemson beats the shit out of SMU, we get in. The conference champs get in? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what does happen if Clemson does beat SMU? That just makes it even worse. Because then that only gives SMU their first loss. And like we said, how much are they going to penalize, or their first ACC loss, that is, and only second loss total? That just makes it worse. Yeah, see, I feel like that's the thought process. I feel like you're not going to see a ton of movement. Then Clemson is considered. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Daniel. Then what? Then you might see a scenario of Clemson and SMU. That ain't going to help Miami, right? That makes it worse. Only way is if Georgia and Arizona State lose. See, I'm not going to lie. I hate this. I hate this. And what I mean is, I hate having to do all these. This team needs to lose. This team needs to lose by this much. This team has to then beat this team and then hope that this one moves ahead. I hate it. I hate it. I hate having to do these complex equations of it's stupid. When you win, and we would have been in here, and we would be celebrating right now. This would have been a fun hangout stream on a Tuesday evening.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Let's see what we got, Colton.
UNLV wouldn't get a seed. Mountain West not in the top 12. Boise drops out. Iowa would take the spot of Boise, and Miami is first out to replace Boise.
So you're saying Miami out in that, right? Yeah, too many hypotheticals. Yeah, man. I'll be real. I ain't trying to be negative, but it ain't gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen. There you have it. It's on your screen. Everybody tuning in. I saw some people saying, what just happened? Here you go. Miami at 12. Bama ahead of Miami. Miami would be first team out. Obviously, conference championship games need to be played this weekend. But, yeah. Yeah, teased. Teased at 12. Yeah, they just ain't. Yep. Yeah, the way they're wording it, it don't matter. We can do all these crazy scenarios and hypotheticals. It's not in the cards, man. Not in the cards. You had to win. At the very least, you had to beat Georgia Tech or Syracuse. You had to beat one of those teams at least. Be 11-1, and you lose by a combined 9 points, which isn't terrible, but leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Committee, recruits, fans, and it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Yep. Open the phone lines. I might not, man. I might just go eat my turkey pot pie in peace. Yeah. I'm mostly hanging out just to see some more reactions from you guys and see what you think. And for some people that maybe missed it, that are like just now tuning in, because, we jumped up to over 600 people. People probably want to see the bracket. Maybe they're at work. Something like that. We're in if Georgia. That would have been interesting, right? If Georgia would have lost to Georgia Tech. I don't know, man. That would have been interesting. Yeah, and that's that thing. I'm not going to pretend like I say Miami deserves it. The defense would have continued to struggle. It would have been a problem, but you still like to have a chance. By have a chance, I mean anything could happen. Nothing is impossible. All it takes is, let's say if the scenario would have been Miami-Notre Dame in the first round. Yeah, I know. Hey, it'd be cold. Oh, my goodness. Panic mode. All it takes is Notre Dame having an off day, Miami putting up 45, 50-plus points somehow, and anything could happen. Anything could happen. But we won't know. We won't know because they're not going to get in. Off-season, Ryan, transfer portal, potential coaching movement, hypotheticals, and then virtual season in June. Can we still get in? Not really, no. Yeah, that's true, Zach. That's true. It would have taken more than that. They're not SEC biased. There's Bama bias. So do you guys think that Bama is in just because of the SEC bias? Yes or no? I want to see where the conspiracy people are. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with that. Let me get my tinfoil hat. Hold on. Hold on. Is this conspiracy, or are there valid reasons for Bama to be in ahead of Miami? I'm just asking. I'm just gauging the community. We got the tinfoil hats on. Say what you think. Yes? Wow. 9 out of 10 people here think that Bama is in just for the Bama bias. Yeah. Now, I will say this. If Mario wanted to get rid of Guidry, they just gave him a raise this year, if I'm not mistaken. If you wanted to get rid of Guidry, if that was the plan, you could probably do it now. I'm not really going to speak on it any deeper than that, but I'm just saying if he wanted to, he could. Like, if there was a shot at sneaking in and playing in the first round of the playoffs, you don't fire a coordinator before that happens, no matter how unhappy you are with them. You just don't do that. That's disastrous. That's a horrible move. Miami ain't in it. So, turkey pot pie and Pop-Tart share 5 ingredients. Thank you for the info, Richard. Most people here say Bama bias. 4 SEC teams, man.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
If Boise loses, they would be out, right? They are 10 now, so a loss to UNLV should prop them below us at 12. So as long as SMU wins, wouldn't we get in? What am I missing?
Nah, I see what you're getting at, Space Coast Kane. And again, I could very well be wrong. I could be wrong because this is like in the moment, right? We're trying to figure it out. That's why I wanted to do this stream. I still don't think it works.
This is what it takes.
I still don't think that would work, right?
On the side of your helmet.
Because
Not sec, just brand bias. Alabama strikes again.
it hurts. It hurts, man, to see Bama at 9-3 in there. Everybody else sitting there with 1 and 2 losses. And I know it's deeper than that. But then Bama sitting there at 3 just, oh. It hurts, man. It hurts. Colton, thank you for the 2. I want to talk about what Space Coast Kane asked. He said, if Boise State loses, they would be out, right? They are 10 now. So a loss to UNLV should drop them below us at 12. So as long as SMU wins, wouldn't we get in? No, because they would. No, I don't think. Would they? If they lose, wait. If they lose, are they not then just going to turn around and gosh, it sounds crazy to say this, but if Boise State loses, do they just turn around and put UNLV in?
You on the side of your helmet.
Yeah, so like somebody else just going to get in there, right? Yeah. Like it's frustrating, but Miami would be. Now, see, we're so split. I don't think. No, look. Yeah, I don't think Miami could be in. Right. Yep. Okay. I just want to make sure. That's why, again, trying to figure it out. See, but then somebody says UNLV can't rise that high up. Cello Man says G5 gets in. Look, man, listen. I want to think there's some miracle scenario. I don't think there is. I'd like to believe that there is, but I don't think there is.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
John Hernandez, thank you for the 5. No message. Thank you, bro. First super chat. Appreciate you, John. It's not an option, right? It's an auto bid. Doesn't matter. UNLV is ranked 20th. I'm not understanding. What am I not understanding? There's a scenario that Miami can get in, Drosky? Yeah, that's what I mean. They literally said.
This is what it takes.
They literally talked about Miami and said they're not going to be in.
On the side of your helmet.
Wait till next week to fire Guidry, not before NSD.
Fair. Thank you, David. Unless he's doing more harm than good when it comes to recruiting. Right, but then they won't know who the coach is, period.
I don't see how we don't slot in if Bama and Arizona State lose as the last 2 on the list, and with 3 and 4 losses thinking face.
This is what it takes
Thank you, JDC Pensacola. Let me talk. Let's look at it. Hey,
How
Tropical.
many ranked teams did Miami beat?
At the time when they played them, 0. And that's what really sucks because Bama beat Bama beat 3 ranked teams. They lost 3 games, but they beat 3 ranked teams.
Well, now that this season is over, here's my thing. Coach better next season. We got beaten out coached by teams with way less talent than us.
Can't deny that.
Coaches need to figure it out.
Yep. Thank you, the Jet Setter G. Thank you for the 10. Thank you. Look, guys, you guys are bringing great information. Again, we got some people who have different opinions. No, you're good, Space Coast Kane. That's why I want to do this. That's why we've already reacted to it. I've already given my thoughts, and I'm just sitting here staring at 600 plus people because we're making sure that everybody's on the same page, that I have an understanding, you have an understanding, and we know how this thing plays out when it comes to Miami. Again, continue the debates and conversations, but I believe the understanding is Miami is out no matter what scenario plays out. There's still a shot. In what scenario? Brian Rodriguez, thank you for the 2. What was it that
on the side of your helmet?
We're only in if the committee change their mind and switches us with Bama next week, or if SMU gets blown out by 30 and kicked out.
But if they get blown out, if SMU gets blown out by Clemson, that's only their second loss, with the second loss being in the conference championship to Clemson, who was at 17. So that still doesn't fix it, does it? Peabody 96, thank you for the 1. And I know it's at the end, right? I need to go back. At the end, they said there is not a scenario for Miami to get in. Did they not? Maybe I need to get my hearing checked. I'm cooked. I am. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm not crazy. I am crazy, but I don't think there's any sort of scenario because they're gonna have an ACC team in. So to say Clemson beating SMU pulls SMU out, well, that wouldn't work because, and I don't think this is how it plays out. But if they pulled SMU out, then they'd plug Clemson in, which I know sounds crazy. I don't think that's what happens, but I'm just saying there will be an ACC team in there. So then people say Miami didn't play in the conference championship. Do you put them ahead of an SMU team that their second loss was in the conference championship? Their only ACC loss in the conference championship? How does that work? Oh yeah, Miami blew it for sure. For sure. Yep. I mean, I think Brian's got it. Other people said it. Good to see you, John Bird. No, I agree. We're just making sure. We're making sure everybody's on the same page. You're more confused now. The best way to look at it, Cindy, I do not believe there is any scenario with the way these conference championship games play out that Miami could get in. Miami's not playing Saturday. Bama's not playing Saturday. There's some auto bid stuff that happens. There's not going to be enough movement. Yep. I don't think there's enough movement that can happen based on the placement of the teams and the teams that are playing in the conference championships. I don't know, Matthew. That's what'll be interesting with SMU and Clemson. Clemson wouldn't rise past Miami, so what's at stake for Clemson? I guess that is a question. Conference champ gets in. So if Clemson wins, they jump SMU and they're in the playoffs. So they would just replace SMU basically. I'm reading all of them. We're trying to make sure we play out all the scenarios, Jay. We're checking.
This is what it takes.
We're checking.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
I'd rather Clemson get destroyed than SMU losing.
Really? Thank you, Kane, for Live 229. Itachi, thank you very much for the 5. You had said we're only in if committee change their mind and switches us with Bama. Yeah, and there shouldn't be movement for those teams. What happens is, so the ACC champ gets auto bid. That is confirmed. Boy, there's a lot at stake for SMU then. To go into the conference championship with one loss, undefeated in the ACC, just to lose if they lose to Clemson,
to wear the U on the
and
side
they
of your helmet.
get knocked
No
out.
L's to sub 500 TMs. 10 W's, no L's by more than a TD.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, Sammy. I feel you. So then that means that's it. That's it. Yep. Well, I mean, we're just talking about it, right? I think SMU probably wins. That would be my prediction. All conference champs auto bid. All right, we're just double down, just confirming the information. Just confirming. This is updated, Joseph. That's why it was panic mode for me. I thought this happened at 8, and it happened at 7. So we went live, not prepared at all. I mean, we all knew that this was going to happen, but we were just hoping. Just hoping.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Wait, so there's no chance for us?
No. No. See, though, how are people coming up with these scenarios? If Arizona State loses, we are in? Huh? But that it won't work like that, because yeah, that well, I mean, that's wishful thinking. It'd be great, but it doesn't work like that though. Yeah, because then it'd be Iowa State. We got to face the facts, man. We're screwed. Again, not necessarily shocked, but there's not a scenario, bro.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
So this season was a waste and PPL flipping us.
Yeah, and that's what my final walking and venting was, Flicks. I said it felt like a waste. Yeah, and that again, this is great. So don't get mad at people when they're like, hey, but if this happens, then Miami could get in. Let's make sure that everybody understands how this works, the whole system. It's the first year with the expanded playoffs. It's okay to have questions and try to figure it out. That's all right.
CFP said Miami cannot be considered since we not playing in conference champ. This means we might drop even more.
Thank you, Twix, for the 5. The auto bid thing kind of sucks. I mean, I get it in a way. But then you have teams, right? Like when we talk about a team ranked like 15 plus coming in, winning a conference championship, and then jumping someone at like 12 or 13. And then having a 3-loss Bama in again stings. But Bama ain't playing in the conference championship, then that means they're probably not moving. They can't lose. Alabama can't lose this weekend. They're not playing. If Miami had beaten Georgia Tech or Syracuse, they would probably be in, I would guess. It would be very hard to put I feel like it'd be hard to put a 3-loss team over a 1-loss team. Even if we talk about, like quality of wins and losses and things. Miami needed to win that Georgia Tech or Syracuse game. Yeah, there is no scenario, y'all. There's no scenario. Chris Gaffney, thank you for the 1. Hope Callie's been treating you well. I feel you, man. No ranked wins, hurt. That's other teams not doing their part, man. There were ups and downs. Louisville ranked at one point, then not. Syracuse now ranked late after beating us. Georgia Tech getting a ranking early, then dropping off. It is what it is.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
I'm not a betting person, but Bama has minus 350 odds to make playoffs and SMU has minus 590.
Minus 590, yeah. And I noticed they were talking about how the odds shifted throughout the day today. And it was a very slim chance for Miami to make the playoffs. Yep. So what do we got from Hurricane B here? Let me see. Space Coast is correct. ESPN has already made it a point ranking-wise. Boise have been 11 and 10 in ranking all year. Because ESPN said difference in conference toughness is a factor. Boise has to win. Texas blows out Georgia. No, there's no scenario. Maybe committee gets pressure this week to move Miami up. It's interesting because did you guys watch any of the stuff before this? If you were watching ESPN before this, the people that they talked to said they believe Miami should be in. They made a case for
Thanks
Miami.
For the content this season.
Hey, AZ.
This is what it takes.
Appreciate the big 20, bro.
To wear the U
You're welcome, man.
on the side of your helmet.
We're all one big family.
Can I call in?
I don't know. Am I opening the phone lines? People are asking if I will open the phone lines. I'm gonna see, Chris. I got a turkey pot pie sitting on top of the oven. Thank you, Chris, for the 2. I'll think about it here for just a moment. AZ, I appreciate you being here, man. It wouldn't be the same without you. If I was sitting here talking to myself, this would be really boring. Thank you, bro. I'll sit you atop your throne. Yeah, guys, that's it. Like, I'll at least hang out for a few more minutes to make sure that we're all on the same page. Not doing it to be negative or a Debbie Downer, just making sure that every scenario has been played out. Making sure that we're all on the same page. We know the rules.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Syracuse should have been ranked before Miami game.
Yeah, man, they're not a bad football team, man. Kyle McCord threw a lot of interceptions, but not a terrible football team. Bad run defense, but not a terrible football team. Thank you, H. Poll, for the 2. Bama could have 4 losses and put them in. We were talking about that. I was like, they're going to put they'll put a 3, 4, or 5 loss Bama team in over a 2-loss Miami.
This is what it takes.
Yeah, congrats, Daniel. Y'all are in, man.
On the side of your helmet.
Kane fans, we were given the CFP on a silver platter.
Yep.
You win and you're in.
Yep.
The stakes were clear. We knew the Bama bias, and we had a colossal choke. We have only ourselves to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Time to salvage recruit.
Yep. No matter what, that's the biggest takeaway, John. That will be the biggest takeaway. I'm only trying to sit here and talk about it just to talk about it. Like, it's Miami's fault. It's Miami's fault. It's simple as that. It's Miami's fault. Right? Like, if you want to go back to last year, see, it's not really fair to compare because it's a different scenario. But Florida State with Jordan Travis goes down can say, but bro, we're undefeated. We win the conference championship. This was not the expanded playoff, so totally different scenario. But what I'm getting at is this. If Miami were like undefeated or only had one loss.
So do we consider Miami a winning a program again, or are we still a year or two away?
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Committee logic. Miami has lost 2 of last 3 games, has a Heisman QB, and best offense. Alabama has the edge. WTF.
But see, that's what hurts. That's what hurts M. Skywalker is, you know what they should do? You know what they should do? And I think this is what Florida State fans screamed last year. So I hate to say it, but you know what should happen?
Not just a waste of DOS season, but also recruit.
You know what should happen? Hey, let Miami and Alabama line it up this Saturday. You win, you're in. There's a huge debate here, right? It's a stupid, pointless conversation. Let Bama and Miami line it up. Let them line it up, and let's see them, because they want to argue. Miami has less losses. Bama has one extra one. They have wins over ranked opponents. Miami doesn't. Miami's losses were closer. Bama lost big time to Oklahoma. Let them play.
Absolutely nuts. Listening to people whine about a 10-win season.
Let them play. Ward versus Milroe. It just feels icky to see a 3-loss team in there, right? Regardless of the context and how the wins and losses played out. It still feels a little bit icky, okay? I'm just going to say it. What does Mario say to this team? I don't know, man. I don't know. Chris, thank you for the 5. And again, right, we'll talk about the overall picture. I'm going to be upset not getting in the playoffs still. I mean, Coop, you know this is what it's going to be. I know, but I was still hoping. Thank you for the 5, Chris. Flicks. Yes, and that's another bummer, right? With our early signing day starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? It starts tomorrow. You lose 2 of your last 3. You don't get put in the playoffs. You don't sneak in. It's a tough pill to swallow.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
So what must happen for us to be in?
This is what it takes.
We can't.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
We
like
can't.
2023 Finns frauds only beat bad teams.
It's not possible. M. Skywalker 07, thank you for the 2. Spike GZA 92 said, do we consider Miami a winning program again, or are we still a year or 2 away? It's just impossible to say with the transfer portal. We don't know what this quarterback room is going to look like. We got to see the recruits coming in. We got to see who on the staff is retained, if there's any movement. It's too tough to say right now. A 10-win season is a positive step forward, talking wins and losses. It's unfortunate that Miami still had an uh-oh game and lost when it was all on the line, like they like to do. But a 10-win season is a positive step forward, talking wins and losses. It's a double-digit win season. Hadn't happened since 2017. Again, the biggest factor I feel like that makes the fan base upset is the way it played out. Not finishing strong, losing to a depleted Georgia Tech team, whether they took Georgia to 8 overtimes or not, knowing that the final game was do or die for this reason right here, and you lose it. That's what makes it not feel good. That's what we've been talking about for the past few days. 10 wins is not bad. It's not bad. But it's just the way it played out is very unfortunate. Is that fair? Is that a fair statement? Can I at least ask that tonight? Is that a fair statement? Is that a takeaway? A take, I mean, not a take. Is that a solid take? Because I know Chris saying, listening to people whine about a 10-win season, right? It's about the way it played out, I think. But I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. And thank you, Spike, for that first ever super chat. Thank you. Someone said, reread my message. There is a way Miami is in. I will hear it out. Paste it back in, William. What is it? Is that fair, though? For real? Is it because of how it ended? Because that's what it is for me. I'm not super upset over 10-2. It's just the way Miami got there. That's why I'm mad. That's why it hurts. That's why.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Feel like if loses happened earlier, we are happy?
Happier, possibly. But that's a double-edged sword, right? Because then that means Miami loses to Florida, who finished strong but looked dookie for basically the entire season, minus the tail end, right? That means some of the losses early had to be to teams like USF, Ball State. But I would like to finish strong. Again, finishing strong is huge. That last final impression is big. It appears to be so, Doug. Yes. There's someone else who says they have a scenario, but I just don't see. Coop, you beat no top 25 teams. It's unfortunate Miami did not get a shot at any top 25 teams. You know, the schedule's made so far ahead of time. Teams have to keep winning the games. It's still a valid argument you can make and say you didn't. You didn't beat a ranked team. We didn't have a ranked team to play. The teams we were going to play that were ranked in the offseason going in lost their ranking.
On the side of your helmet.
No, I meant if GT and Syracuse happened earlier.
Oh, you mean like earlier in the season? If it seemed like there was positive momentum, yeah. Is this real? Yes, this is real. Yeah, so I'm just leaving it up. People are pouring in still. Here it is. What's the scenario? Okay. So William says, here's the scenario for Miami to get in. Texas blows out Georgia 56-0. What? That's oddly specific. Are you a time traveler? Because Carson Beck gets hurt. They drop Georgia out, and everyone moves up one spot, similar to why they dropped out FSU last year. That's it. Man, look. I respect the thought process, right, and thinking about what could happen. Man, no, they're just banking on, and we would never wish this, obviously, banking on Georgia getting blown out and then also losing their starting quarterback to a season-ending injury. Yeah, nah. And yeah, I mean, look, you have Tennessee, Bama, Georgia, Texas. You got 4 SEC teams. I see what you're getting at, but nah. Miami cannot get in. If you're just tuning in, Miami can't get in, man. There's no possibility of enough movement happening. Concepcion, NC State receiver. I know you're upset, Robbie. Someone kidnapped Milroe. Man. So then, let me ask this. Right, we know Miami's not getting in. We were going to do an ACC championship watch party because we were hoping that if SMU beats Clemson, that potentially opened up an opportunity here. If that is now not the case, it really does not matter who wins that ACC championship game. We'll still go live. I'm still probably going to hate watch and be like, should have been us, but it really does not matter. To think expanded playoffs. Let me again. I'm purely talking about the playoffs. Do you know how frustrating it is to know that we had a quarterback who was on the Heisman list for the majority of the season, #1 offense in the country?
Here is scenario: if Georgia wins and ASU loses, and UNLV wins and SMU gets blown out, and if next year is a leap year and you pass your kidney stone and I get a time machine and tell Mario to figure Gidry, then maybe we get in.
Correct. That is the most accurate scenario. Yes. Thank you, Bahama, for the 305. Thank you for the laugh. What sucks is taking all that into account. And I know Miami, again, lost to Georgia Tech and lost to Syracuse. But to see the first ever expanded playoffs and see Arizona State in here, to see Alabama with 3 losses, to see Notre Dame. I know they've only got 1 loss. My apologies, Daniel. But listen, 4 SEC teams. SMU, a newcomer to the conference. Indiana. Bro, Indiana. And here we are with 12 teams being in this bad boy, and we ain't one of them. With no one to blame but ourselves. Gosh darn it. That's crazy, man. Who would have predicted this bracket back in March, April, May, June, July? Who would have seen this bracket? I appreciate you, FSU fan, chiming in. Thank you, my man. Hey, I appreciate you, Robbie. I appreciate you. Stop calling it a playoff. It's an invitational that is mostly subjective. Like James screwed us with the bad schedule. It kind of blows we didn't get a shot at a ranked team. Again, I mean, obviously they're, I'm not making a case for Bama. I wish Miami could play Alabama. Truly, I do. But again, a win over Georgia, who's in the SEC championship game. They beat them. Came from behind. A win over a ranked Mizzou, and a win over, again at the time, ranked LSU. I wish we would have played more ranked teams. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? You would have lost to a ranked team? That's not necessarily true. I watched Notre Dame blow out Bama. Oh, man. Who do I think wins this? Who wins it all this year? Is it Oregon? They would play the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State. Who wins it all? Right? Yeah, now Florida fans are puffing out their chest, celebrating, and ended up not being a ranked team going in. And it was an SEC opponent. You're right. We started out the year with an SEC opponent, but they weren't ranked.
This is what it takes to wear the
You think Texas, Joe?
on the side of your helmet.
Mario's fault. Like always, same old damn decisions that cost us this.
Right. I do think it's fair to be frustrated. There's nothing wrong with venting frustrations, man. Don't hold it in. That's not good for you. I'm not just going to straight bash, but don't hold those feelings in, trust me. You end up having anxiety and panic attacks. Miami can't even beat Georgia Tech. Well, you're not wrong, George. Thank you, Glenn, for the 5. You're not wrong. Yeah, I think that's the issue, Nick. I think that's a big part. Miami is not in. Miami cannot get in. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Most people are saying Texas or Oregon. If I had to put money on somebody today, hold on. Dang, man, I don't know. Is it maybe Texas? I'm just refresher here. Survived Vandy. Lost to Georgia. Beat Arkansas by 10. Arkansas beat Tennessee. They beat Texas A&M at College Station, a ranked win. Guess what? Finishing the season strong with 5 straight wins. I don't know, man. I don't know. Think Texas will win it all, but pull them for the ACC. We're going to wrap up here in just a second, guys. Just a second. Just a few more minutes, and we'll call it. You think the Vols will win? Well, I know my cousins are happy. They probably... Did you think you were getting in, Josh? Are my cousins in here? Did you think you were going to get in? Yeah, there's several Texas fans in here. It's okay, Coop, say Oregon. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it helps getting that first round bye, right? That helps. One less team to get through.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Should have been us.
We did it to ourselves with players like Jacoby Gorgeous, straight up selfish fool. Litter box sign.
I mean, it didn't help, but there was a lot more, right?
To wear the U.
Thank you, Get Some 305. Thank you.
How is this much different than the way they whacked FSU last year? Who were undefeated. Pray to the portal gods for next season.
Thank you, Tim Calloway, for the 5. Yo, there is no possible way. Correct. Nope. Play Miami versus Colorado in a ball game. Yeah, that's the biggest takeaway, Chris. Nobody's fault but Miami's. It was just so interesting to hear those people talk before the show and say, what about Miami? This guy's like, okay, only total losses by 9 points to, Georgia Tech, the Georgia OT, Syracuse, who's now ranked number 1 offense in the country, Cam Ward, defense super sus, talking about they should be in. Next person. Same thing, spitting the same stuff out, should probably be in. And then turn around, fast forward 10 minutes, Miami, first team out. Hey, man, come on, man. They already knew. They were just trying to, say some nice things about Miami to maybe kind of calm the fan base down a little bit. We said some nice things about y'all. Again, Get Some, thank you. Tim, Derek Wells, thank you for the 1. Final thoughts. We'll end this in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Miami first team out. Bama ranked ahead. Not going to be able to expect a lot of movement there with that. There's auto bids. It sucks, man. It sucks. But we're sitting at home on the couch watching. Nothing we can do about it. Georgia loses by 30. Don't think it matters. We've played through the scenarios. Have they fired Guidry yet? No, we talked about the scenarios, y'all. We talked about them, man. One last question. Okay, fine. There's people that are just here, and I know some of you are tired of repeating yourself, but if you could help me one more time. There are some more people jumping in, throwing out hypothetical scenarios. There is no shot for Miami to get in, correct? I know this, but I'm making sure so the new people know.
Iowa beats Arizona, Miami in for sure.
I want to make sure everyone is on the same page before we hit end stream. Derek Wells, thank you for the 2. Iowa beats Arizona, Miami in for sure. It wouldn't work that way because then no, it still wouldn't work, Derek. Still wouldn't work. Thank you for the 2. I wish we're all on the same page. There's no scenario, right? Like, I wish there was something I could put up. Is there like a thing I can put up here? The 5 highest ranked conference champions receive auto bids to the playoffs. Right, exactly. Yeah, so Iowa State takes their place. The 5 highest ranked conference champs are auto bids. So it's not going to happen.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Like it can't happen.
No way I'm accepting this until this weekend over.
Fair, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you for the 2. No, it can't. Look, it can't. Where can somebody link me like the rules? Like again, I know we're hopeful, and I know we're just trying to come up with scenarios. I fully understand, but really, it screws it up because people are looking at, okay, well, what if like a team at like 17 or 18 or 20 or whichever team we're looking at, right? It doesn't matter. You win. The 5 highest ranked conference champs are going to get auto bids in the playoffs. Yeah, Clemson wins, they would replace SMU. Correct. Iowa State wins, they replace Arizona State. Correct. Correct. If Clemson beats SMU, they take the bye, and they may keep SMU ranked high enough to knock out Bama. True. They'd put them in then before us.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
I don't want to see Miami in no bowl game.
Fair. I know, and there'll be a lot of opt-outs. That's not just for Miami. That's any team.
This is what it take.
Yep.
To wear the U.
Dang, man. So we may not ever even see Cam Ward again.
In the playoffs.
That might have been
it. And kick $1.
I have bad news for you, DJ. DJ, I have very unfortunate news for you. I need to give him a moment. Thank you for the 5, DJ.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
It's on Mario. We needed a proven defensive coordinator and he failed us. Gets out-coached every year by less experienced coaches.
Glenn, thank you very much for the 5. It's frustrating, right? Obviously, it's very, very frustrating. Dang, I feel bad for DJ, man. I do. Oh, I feel bad for him. He come in here hype, and you know I like the energy, man. You know I like the energy. That's it, y'all. That's it. That's it. Carson Beck gets hurt and they lose by 30. Man, I know, but listen. I'm not laughing at a potential injury. You do not want that to happen. I'm laughing at thinking that somebody is trying to get that kind of scenario. It ain't. Look, listen. Look. Okay, let's see here. Miami is out at 12 because the 5th highest ranked conference champion is Arizona State. They get an auto bid. Bingo.
To wear the U
Bingo.
on the side of your helmet.
I just got home. What happened, Aiden?
Thank you for the 2, DJ. Yeah, it's just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah, we'll be live Saturday, Disney TV. Yeah, that's the thing. It's confusing, but not. It's only confusing because this is a new system that is starting this season. So there's some confusion with some of the rules and how some of the things work. And like I said, understandably so. It's the first year of it working like this. But if you are confused, just know that I'm not here to be the bringer of bad news because I want to be. Not trying to be negative. If there was a Christmas miracle scenario that could play out, we talked about it. Miami is out. Just need a bigger bracket, yeah.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
At least we are state champs.
That's something. That's something. You like the system? I'm fine. I'm fine with it overall. Again, you got to win. You got to win. We would love this system if Miami was 11-1, 12-0. We'd have no problem with it. I have no problem with the way this works overall right now. We're not in, so it sucks, you know? That's all I got, man. I feel bad for the people that just see 12 and just instantly say, let's go, we freaking made it. What's my theory on the advertising for the ACC championship game? My take, as much as I would like to lean into the conspiracy stuff, which is if you do, no problem. That's fine. They have graphics made up for every scenario that could possibly play out. I'm guessing somebody just click and dragged the wrong graphic over. Could it have been somebody taking a shot at Miami to be funny because they don't like Miami? Maybe. Would you put your job on the line for that? Probably not. Probably an honest mistake. They have images made for SMU Miami, SMU Clemson, the dual one with Miami versus SMU versus Clemson or Miami. Probably just put out the wrong graphic. The conspiracy talk is more fun, though, you know. What's up, William? You'd prefer 6 or 18 playoff with no auto bids? I could see that, yeah. That might not be terrible. I know. Best season in like 20 years and still couldn't get in the conference championship.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
At least we bitch slapped FSU. Gators crocodile.
Yep. That's what I say, you fan. It's worth it. They'll make enough money when they do the Super Bowl stuff. They have both sides ready to go. Ready to go. Thank you, DJ. We got to have some positives, and there definitely are. There are. And you're right, it was the right graphic. Yeah. Yep. It's unfortunate timing. It's unfortunate timing with multiple things. Having a quarterback like Cam Ward, but then having a piss poor defense. Terrible timing. Couldn't even have had like a 4 out of 10 defense, a 5 out of 10 defense.
This is what it takes.
It's poor timing with the schedule.
on the side
not
of your
getting to play
helmet.
any ranked opponents.
It's all scripted just like NFL.
You know, like we say, hey, yeah, heck yeah, man, like semi-soft schedule, run the table. Well, we didn't. So now it hurts us because we didn't beat any big ranked opponents. So it was great timing to get Cam, just to have Cam, period, because he only had one more year. Terrible timing with everything else. And it's just unfortunate, man. I don't know, the dang OnlyFans Bowl, the Pop-Tart Bowl. I don't know what we're going to be playing in, but, you know, we probably saw Cam in his last game. I don't know if he would be willing to chance an injury for something that, I'm just saying, is meaningless. Meaningless because it can't, it's not something that involves the playoffs. I don't know. Restrepo is going to be very emotional. I've talked to that guy many times. That's a very tough decision for him, but he does have to think NFL. And he gave Miami plenty of time. Lots of effort. Broke many records. It can't be upset, you know, at a guy like that. I hate it for him. I hate it for him. We'll get to see some younger guys take some snaps. They'll get some playing time. And that's it. That's it. I'll be live. I'll be live for the ACC Championship game just because. Let's just see what happens, SMU and Clemson. I'll be live for the National Championship for sure, just to hang out with y'all. And that's it, man. That's it. Any Miami players going in the portal? Absolutely. Yep. We'll talk about it here soon. Emory starts. That would be the most likely scenario. Yeah. Because he would probably be QB2, assuming that he stays, assuming that there's not a portal, a transfer guy that comes in. You know, you'd probably see him play it. Maybe they get crazy. Depending on what happens, maybe Emory plays, maybe Judd plays. I don't know. But even with that, even though we say pointless bowl game, you still kind of don't want to lose it because you don't want to lose back-to-back games to close out, even with opt-outs. Can we be honest? Even with opt-outs, you don't want to then go out and lose, 3 of your last 4 games. You still don't want that. So they're going to want to try to win it. They're still going to, young guys are going to get snaps, but you still want to put some good players out there. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I do not think Miami was going to win a national championship at any point, really, just because you need the defense to be at least a little better.
This is what it takes.
But it still would have been great to have an opportunity, you know?
On the side of your helmet.
Co-op if ASU loses SAT. ESPN said we would be 12th team and just now they said it.
It wouldn't work, though. It wouldn't work that way. Maybe they said it a different way. I don't know. The way that the movement would happen, you plug in the conference champion there. So it still doesn't open a door for Miami. I wish you were right. You know how FSU felt? I felt bad for them, bro. It wasn't a popular opinion, but and people are still going to make fun of them, but I felt bad, man. I had a where was it? I'm about to end. Hold on. I put out a video last year And I held up Post-it notes. Where was it? I held up this Post-it note right here. I'm just showing, not saying that I was right. I'm showing it to say that I remember the way I worded this. I posted this December 3rd, 2023, the night before the top 4 selection for the college football playoffs. And I said Michigan, Washington, Texas, and I said it should be FSU. I know the whole Jordan Travis stuff. They're going to get demolished. They got blown the heck out by Georgia. I get it. But I said they were undefeated. They won the conference, but they'll snub them.
This is what it takes
And they'll put in Bama.
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Let's pull FSU leave the conference errands.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Miami just needed to win, man. Nobody. Miami has nobody else to blame but Miami. I mean, but I'm just showing this to Florida State fans because I'm still going to give y'all a hard time. But I was saying, put them in. I was saying, put them in because it's a pointless conversation because it was last year. But yeah, I was not a hater. I wasn't. But y'all can hate on us and throw shade. I don't care. Like, it's fine. We blew it. We're not in. It's I got to man up. We're not in it. And it sucks, man. I can't. I have to hear from my father-in-law. We lost 3 and we still got in. Ha ha ha. We lost to Oklahoma by a lot. Still got in. We lost to Vandy. Still got in. I might go into hiding. All right. I appreciate y'all. I know this was a little scuffed, but I really appreciate it. Any Heisman candidates in the playoffs? I think it was down to Genty and Travis Hunter, right? Is that correct? There were talks of Dylan Gabriel, I think, but those aren't crazy numbers. I mean, Cam Ward had way better numbers than Dylan Gabriel. I don't know what the latest one was, to be honest with you. I mean, it's going to be Genty or Travis Hunter. So if that's the case, I mean, Genty's still in it. Where's the... where's it at? Who do y'all think wins it, like, for real? Not who you want to win it. Who do you think wins it? Because Genty gets an opportunity. Well, but they have first round bye. Travis Hunter's the favorite. Travis Hunter's the favorite by just about a mile on anything that I look at. No. I mean Heisman. Heisman. Who wins the Heisman? It's going to be Travis Hunter. He's a social media all-star. Plays both sides of the ball. It's Travis Hunter, and it's not even close. And I'm not saying that's what I think should happen. I'm saying that's my prediction. And that's not like that's a wild take, right? I mean, he's the favorite. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be Travis Hunter. It'll be Travis Hunter winning the Heisman. And I would want to do some more research on how these teams match up against each other. But if I had to pick somebody to win it all, once again, not a hot take in any way. I'm leaning Oregon or Texas.
This is what it takes.
It may be leaning, maybe Texas. Maybe Texas.
Ken Ward.
Thank you, Glenn G, for the 2. We can keep dreaming, man. We tried to push for him. We tried to help him. They'll swap us with Bama. It just can't happen, man. It can't happen. You think Genty deserves it? Is Cam Ward playing the bowl game? I mean, I would not. And I can't hate him for that. If it's not something that can actually affect something with this season, minus giving a win or a loss, of course, you can't fall. I can't be mad at him. Everybody, gets upset about opt-outs and stuff, but I can't really be mad. He's going to go try to make it to the NFL. How is Bama in? Wins over ranked opponents, man. Miami not finishing strong, left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Defense, bottom tier, bottom feeder. Yeah. But all right, man, I'm just talking in circles. I appreciate y'all again for hanging out. Top single dono during the stream was my man AZ with the 1999. Thank you very much for hanging out with me this season, AZ. Now, the content's not going to stop. And John Hernandez as well. It was actually a tie. It's a tie between AZ and John Hernandez. I'll put you up there. Like I said, we're going to do early signing day tomorrow. I'll try to do recap videos throughout the day. So instead of doing a video for every single person that signs, because that's wild, I'll take I'll bunch them up. Unless there's a huge one, right? Like a big flip or something. I'll do like 5 at a time or 3 to 5 at a time. I'll do a video. I'll post up who Miami signs. We'll have the conference championship ACC this Saturday. We'll go live for that, and there'll be content. There'll be content. Transfer portal moves, wish list, players that jump in. Everybody's looking at like Concepcion, and there's the Liberty quarterback jumped in. There's going to be a lot of portal movement stuff, guys leaving Miami. We'll talk about potential opt-out stuff with the bowl game. We'll talk about potential bowl game scenarios. It'll ramp up, man. It actually is going to be crazy over the next couple of weeks. It'll actually be pretty crazy. I just wish we were covering a game. I wish we were doing a game preview. You know how fun Miami versus SMU. 2 high-powered offenses. Obviously holding our breath every time SMU had the ball with Miami's defense, but still, man. Would have been fun. There you have it. There you have it. I'll see you on Saturday, man. I appreciate the love tonight. Thank y'all very much for hanging out. What a ride. What a ride. That's all I can say. And we'll update it if something crazy happens, but it just ain't. It just can't, man. It just can't. All right. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow for the early signing day.